Hi, this is Scott with Hyperdog Digital, and today we're going to take a look at this new little fitness tracker watch that I got sent to me. But this is the box right here. It looks like a neat little watch, rectangular design, one button on the side here. Let's take a look and see what the box has for us. This is actually by a company called WallPacle? WallPacle. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but there's the name. On the back it does give you a little bit of information. Screen type 1.7 inches TFT, battery capacity 180 milliamps, IP68 protection, and iOS 8 or above, Android 5.1 or above, so that's pretty much anything that you're going to have mostly at this point. Got a couple of QR codes for downloading the app. Looks like for Android it is called GloryFit, so that's what we'll be downloading when we actually install it on our phone. And here is the watch right here. Not too bad looking. It does look like it actually has, it has a screen protector on it, so that's pretty nice. I appreciate that. You can see on the bottom. Let's go ahead and take this wrapping off so we can see it a little clearer. So here's the device right here. You can see there is a nice little screen protector on there. It's got a decent profile on it. Looks pretty thin. You can see it's got your standard straps on it, so you can pull these off and probably get standard straps for it. If you don't like these, you can get something different. So you can at least take these off if you don't like them. Got your heart rate sensor and everything down here, and you got your two little gold plates there, which I'm sure is for charging, and your single button here on the side. Not really much else to look at there. Let's put that down, see what else is in the box. So you have your charging cable and some instructions. So let's see how the charging cable works. So here's the charging pad. You can see it's just got a couple of pogo pins right there that are obviously going to hit those two gold plates that we looked at on the bottom. I don't know if this is magnetic or not, or if it just looks neat. Yeah, it's not magnetic, but it does snap in there. So it does hold it pretty well, but not magnetic. So if that's a thing for you. Alright, not a very long cable on there either. Maybe a foot at best. There you go. Yeah, about a foot. So let's go ahead and power this on. I'm going to go ahead and take this off as well. See if we can power it on. Ta-da! So it powered right on. You can see you got the whole screen on there. No messages. A few different options here. Some settings. Heart rate, blood oxygen, sleeping, weather. Messages, more. Got a flashlight, timer, all your pretty much standard stuff that you're going to have on any smartwatch nowadays. And there's your fitness information. Doesn't look like it scrolls or anything, it's just what's there. I like that as you're going through, it does give you the battery and the time up at the top. Let's see if I can give you a little bit better view of that as I'm looking at that there. So it does give you the time and the battery there up at the top. Messages, a few different settings and options there. The button obviously takes you back. A few more options here. We aren't going to have anything in here yet. Strange. Let's see whether. I'm sure you'll have to actually pair it to get that information. So let's go ahead. So I have spent some time working with this watch for the last few days, and I have to say I am actually rather impressed. The screen is very responsive. I don't have any problems going between screens, bringing up information, going to my messages or anything like that. It's got a lot of options both on the watch and in the software itself. It was very easy to set up. It's very quick. There aren't a ton of different watch faces. There's maybe about, I'd say, 2 dozen, give or take. Some of them you can customize a little bit. Most of them you can't. But there's plenty of different options. There's analog versions. There's all kinds of different digital ones. Some that have minimalistic information. Some that have a lot of information. It's very easy to read. The button works very well. I didn't have any problems with it using it while giving kids a bath, washing the dishes, anything where I was getting water on me. I didn't actually take it in the shower or bath or anything like that. So I can't say anything about that per se, but the information included does say that you can take it swimming and this kind of information, just not too deep or anything, just IP68. So as far as I can tell, that's really good. The battery lasted me. I didn't charge it when I grabbed it out of the box. It was probably about 3/4 of the way full as far as the battery, and it lasted me a good 3 days, a little over 3 days actually. So I mean, the battery life has been really good. Other than that, let's see, the heart rate sensor, blood pressure sensor, all seemed very accurate. The sleep information was actually a little bit better than the last fitness watch that I was wearing. So at least, as far as I can tell, I mean, it seemed more accurate based on, when I was going to bed and when I woke up. At least the times were at least accurate. The software seemed really good. It was very easy to go through the software. There's a lot of options. It gave you a lot of information, and actually, that's a pretty good segue. Let's go ahead and take a look at the software right now. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take a look at the software for this smartwatch, and you can generally get into it obviously by going into the icon right here, Glory Fit, or you can pull down and go to the step number here that it's given you, and we'll take you into the device software right here. This is the main home screen, the dashboard. You got a lot of information on here. Obviously, you have your steps that you've done for today, your target steps, your distance, your calories you've burned, your heart rate, and your sleep record. There's nothing else down here. You can click up here on the weather, and it will give you a forecast, which is pretty cool. It's pretty good. You can change to Celsius if you wanted to up here, and this does also change the setting on the watch as well. All right, so you can go back. So you can go down here and you can take a look at the steps. You can click on the steps, and it will give you more detailed information here as far as the steps that you've made. Now, this watch has been charging a little bit today, so there's not going to be a lot of information for today, but we can go back to another day, and it'll give you all kinds of nice information as far as when you walked, what activity it was, your total distance, all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, you can go to weekly and monthly, and it will give you that information as well. So we'll back out of there, and we'll go to heart rate recording, and you can go through the graph here, and it will give you information as far as what your heart rate was. You can come in here to go to a little bit more detailed information. You can go back through different days, get what your average heart rate was and this kind of information, and it kind of breaks it down to other different sections of tranquilization state, which is, I guess, your resting heart rate, stress relieving state, whatever all these things mean here. But it gives you some different things to look at and some different goals to hit, some different things to reach for. Here's your sleep record. And again, as I mentioned, I thought this was fairly accurate. I thought it was definitely a lot more accurate than some of the other ones that I've used. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty basic. You have your deep sleep, your light sleep, and your awake. Now, the other ones have all kinds of crazy stuff like your deep sleep, your light sleep, your REM sleep, your floating sleep, your whatever, all kinds of different stuff that just really kind of honestly just confused me. So I thought this was pretty straightforward, pretty easy. It seemed accurate as far as the times that I went to bed and the times that I woke up. And it just gave you decent information. It gave you a little bit of sleep quality analysis and some things that you can do to get your sleep a little bit better. In this case, it told me I went to bed too late and I'm just not getting enough sleep, which is obviously true. We just got a new puppy, so it has been a little difficult to get a full night's sleep right now. As you go through, you can go to week and you can get a whole bunch of other information as well, which is really good, really detailed. I like that a lot. So then as you move on, you can go on to the bottom panel here, and you can go to the next item, which is basically if you were going to go doing some walking or some other activity that you can add in here. It will keep track of it here. You can do go, and it will tell you, get started, and then we'll go ahead and keep track of your heart rate. And if you want to keep track of it via a map, it'll do that as well. There's some different settings in here that you can set up. So it'll, give you some voice information, or it'll just give you, your heart rate and this stuff if you want to keep track of that as well. So if you go over here to device, this is where you can really get into some of the settings of the device. And those are really the main ones that you see right there that you can turn on and off. So a lot of different things in there, daily heart rate monitoring, your call reminder, which is basically just when you get a call, it pops up on the screen, your SMS notifications, sedentary reminder, raise hand to activate display, which actually worked really good. I didn't have any problems, raising my wrist and it actually showing up the way it's supposed to. Do not disturb, all that kind of stuff for more upgrades. A few more settings under universal settings. Then you can go on to me, which is basically setting up yourself, setting up your account for the GloryFit app. Setting up a training plan, which is basically just, what your number of steps that you want to reach as your different goals and whatnot. And setting up your target steps and just a few other, system settings and stuff like that. The permissions settings, which I think is really good, that it gives you an opportunity to go through all the different permissions that the application asks for. And even after you set it up, you can go through and turn these on and off. Which, if you're a very security conscious person and you decide later on that you want to turn some of these things on or off, then you have that ability right here, and you should take care of any issues that you might have at that point. So definitely a nice little addition as well. So that's really it. That's the software. Again, I really liked it. It doesn't have too much information, but it's got just the right amount of information. It's the information that I'm interested in, my steps, my heart rate, my sleep. And then I can add other stuff, other activities. You can even get the weather on here if you wanted to. So a lot of good information. I was very impressed with it. Everything works. I didn't have any problems with things, with settings that I was changing that didn't actually change anything. You're able to change just about everything that you want to as far as, the units that you're using, Fahrenheit or Celsius or any of that kind of stuff. So very granular, very configurable, and it all worked very well. So again, very impressed. Okay, so that's really it. That's the smartwatch here that we were taking a look at. It really, again, I was actually very impressed with it. It's got a great form factor. It's very thin. The band is very comfortable. It's very flexible. You can, of course, take this off and put a different band on here that you might want. The charger is a little hokey. It's just got the 2 pogo pins, which I'm not a big fan of pogo pins because they kind of tend to go bad after a while and you have to constantly clean them. But this one seems to hold on pretty tight, so hopefully it'll work a lot better in the long run. The heart rate sensor, the blood pressure sensor, the sleep monitoring, all that stuff seemed to be fairly accurate, really good. The fitness tracking as far as the steps seem to be very accurate. The screen itself is very responsive. The button works very good. Everything worked really good. I didn't have any problems or really any major complaints about this watch at all. It's not Android Wear or anything like that. It's a proprietary kind of software. So who knows how often they're going to update it and if it's going to get a whole bunch of new watch faces or anything like that. But if you're just looking for something to give you the basic information and give it to you accurately and give it to you in a nice, thin profile and just fit really good and just work, this is definitely one I would check out. Now, I don't. This was sent to me to do a review on. I don't have any pricing on it, but as soon as I get that, I will put it down in the description on the pricing and where you can buy it. So feel free to check it out. I was pretty impressed with it. I certainly this may actually be a daily driver for me. We'll see. I got a couple other watches to take a look at, but right now I really like this one. So hopefully this video was helpful to you, and if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments, and we'll see you again next time on Hyperdog Digital. Thanks. Hey, this is Scott for Hyperdog Digital. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos and reviews, be sure to check us out at hyperdogdigital.com. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you know when we put up new content. If there's something you'd like us to review, or you have a product you want to send us for a review, feel free to send us an email at reviews@hyperdogdigital.com. We're also looking for sponsors right now, so if you are interested in being a sponsor for our channel, contact us at sponsor@hyperdogdigital.com. All of our social media links and emails are in the description. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you next time.